pep preppies.
All right.
And
Live? Are we live? Not on Rumble today, amigos, simply because I forgot how to access my Rumble account to go live. So I'm not on Rumble. It looks like we're here. All right. So what did I want to start with? I wanted to start with go to. I thought this was pretty interesting. So appreciate y'all being here. We'll let some people jump on. All right. All right. Right there, dude. Bucko Bobby. Hey, Denise. Wait, Bucko Bob. No, Bucko Bruce. Bucko Bruce. The gay pirate. Brad. Cheesehead. Ooh, speaking of which. You like that, huh? Like that? Huh? Look at that cheese. Yeah. But interesting. Notice I did not get Omicron or Delta, whatever the hell they had, a severe flu, until this came in the mail. Next day it came in the mail, I got Omicron, Delta, or whatever the hell I had, severe flu. Very interesting. I think someone spiced my cheesehead. Joe Whittington. Hey, right on. Precision Clays. All right. Brad. Not familiar with the Joe Whittington, so you might be new here, but I appreciate you being here. Good stuff. All right, so I wanted to share with you guys, and I got no agenda tonight. So if you all have questions, fire away. Always remember, if as the comment section gets Brett, hey Brett, what's going on, man? As the comment section gets larger, hey, Laura B in Cumming, Georgia. Right on, man. If you want to get your question answered first, super chat me so I can get that money. Hey, Marie, what's going on, PA? But yeah, big game last night. It's fun to see. I was going for Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I like the Stetson cowboy hat guy, Bennett. I like the story behind him. And I can't stand Alabama. There should never be two SEC teams in the championship unless they do a real championship. I was listening to my man. Yeah, right on, man. Brad says he's loving retirement in Florida. That's freaking awesome. I listened to my man Clay Travis, basically talk about the dominance of the SEC. I was like, really? Because they were a less than 500 in bowl games. All right. The SEC always gets two bids to the playoff. Always. Every single time. It'd be like saying if the AFC, the Jets and the Patriots, we'll say always got in the Super Bowl, or always got in the Final Four. We'll put the Jets and the Patriots always in the Final Four, and one of those teams wins the Super Bowl, it's saying the AFC East is dominant. It's freaking stupid, man. It needs a freaking 16-team college football playoff. It's not legit. It's not. I've been saying this for years, since Georgia Tech and Colorado tied in the AP football poll and then the coaches poll. So they can all kiss my big fat behind. If SEC always gets two bids and the SEC conference is under 500 in the bowls, what does that tell you? That the media is biased in favor of the SEC. It's just that simple. Now, this year, I do think Georgia and Alabama were the best two teams. I 100%. But every other year, they're not. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. You take the AFC championship and you always have an NFC championship. We're just going to use this for example. We'll put the Jets in the NFC. Say the Jets are in the NFC, the Patriots are in the AFC. All right. And then when the AFC East wins every single year, we'll say, oh, look, the AFC East is so good. Hey, Don Juan got the Wuhan flu. Sorry to hear that, man. The Wuhan flu sucks, man. No other way around that. It's look, it's a flu. As talkers got it wasn't, it was sucked. It was longer than any other flu I've had, but in terms of devastation, man, I had this flu. I told you guys in a video a while back, I was freaking out both ways. I was freaking pooping, I was puking, freaking snot coming out of my nose, earwax coming out of my ears for like 3 days. It was just down and out. I said, this sucks donkey balls. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I didn't want to watch TV, didn't want to do anything. It sucked, man. Right on. Army, go Army 10th Mountain Division. Right on there, Tim. Sports. Wait, okay. So Kim says, I finally made it. Tim's here. I'm in Kerrville. All right. One bad day so far. Yesterday was rough. Today was a lot better. Yeah, man. Jeremy says sports. Boy, why I'm just using that for example. AFC East could be the Bills, could be the Dolphins. I don't care. I'm just using it. Could be, remember the Colts used to be in the AFC East, by the way. 5 degrees, and I heard it's going to be 2 feet of snow in Boston next week. Did y'all hear that? Let's take a gander. My wife was saying it might be snow here in Georgia next week, next Sunday. Yeah, so 80% chance of snow here in Georgia on Sunday. Ooh, look at that pizza. They're not calling for any snow on Peaks Island, but it's going to be freaking. I thought it was supposed to be 2 feet of snow next Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not seeing that, man. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, so let's. I want to share this with you here. Go to share screen. We're gonna go to conservative treehouse. Y'all can see this. Yeah, right. DC residents shocked to see grocery stores with no food. Shocked, I tell you. The empty shelf problems in and around DC were mostly due to regional weather and employment issues. However, the snapshot represents an example of how people react to their first encounter. The conditions in the video represent a worst case scenario for those who've been watching the supply chain issue coming over the horizon. I doubt our average 2022 result will be this bad overall. However, there are areas where this is likely to be the status. Empty shelves. Well, one of the reasons is because you're freaking outside with a mask on, fool. Take your freaking mask off, sucker. It's not doing any good, fool. For most people outside urban areas, the severity of a food shortage is unlikely unless the federal government gets involved out of price controls from idiot Dick Nixon. We know from prior examples that these type of conditions will last for just 72 hours. Across every store in the metropolitan region, you would see a level of panic begin. Civic stability remains relatively stable for 72 hours. However, if these conditions are persistent for more than 3 days, the mindset changes quickly. Those who remember Miami-Dade, especially the Homestead region in the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew, have a solid reference point for what happens. New Orleans after Katrina, a lesser, albeit more public version. Hunger, fear, and desperation are not good combination, 100%. DC residents shocked to see the grocery store no food. Get out of, I tell you, man, you got to get the hell out of these places. Australian broadcasters caught on hot mic disparaging Jokey. Freaking scumbags. Love Jokey. Didn't like him anymore. I didn't like Jokey, tennis, but I like him now. White House prepares for a terrible December inflation data with prepared script. All right, there you go. Now I want to show you something else too. We're going to go to TB Daily News. We're checking my browser. Oh boy, is he under an attack? My man, Turtle Boy. Is he under an attack? Hold on just a second. Yeah, can't say I'm shocked. They hate my man, Turtle Boy, over at TB Daily News. Hold on just a second. All right, let's see. Let's go into, I want to share this story from, this is why I don't vote for freaking rhinos. That's an FYI. Let's just read this headline here. Melrose BMC abortion nurse helps mom looking to get unapproved COVID vax for underage child. That's great. Michelle Wee appoints woman who hates white people, calls cops pigs to be Boston's chief of equity and inclusion because of diversity. Yeah, and that's great. Heroic Boston cop honored for saving lives at Boston Marathon gets suspended for political activism because she doesn't agree with the vaccine mandates. All right. Oh, that's good, but that's not what I was looking for right here. This is the governor of Massachusetts. What a freaking ass clown, pardon my French. This ticks me off, man. Governor Baker tweets out statement claiming Massachusetts Capitol cop William Evans died on January 6th, even though he's killed by a black nationalist in April. Yep. This Charlie Baker, I hate rhinos. Look, I can't stand try not to hate. I can't stand Nancy Pelosi, but rhinos are the worst because they're all white and they're all desperate to get, diversity, points to get, look at me. Some of my best friends are black. Look at me. I'm telling you, look at me, look at me, look at me. But they've never done anything. They're just country club Republicans, man. The worst. Look, limousine liberals, but we know they're lefties. We know it. Country club Republicans are the worst. I just can't stand it. Today is the 1-year anniversary of the imaginary insurrection at the Capitol, in which thousands of misguided morons barged into taxpayer-funded property and broke some windows. All right. They were fueled by Trump's inability to take the loss and move on, and they were so stupid they actually believe that they're helping him remain president. But our democracy is never actually in danger, not or any members of Congress. And don't forget, the Puerto Rican nationalists shot 5 House members in 1953, and Jimmy Carter pardoned them. Don't forget, Bill Ayers and his clown of terrorists bombed the Capitol, hurt people, and then Obama not only not just pardoned them, chummed around with them, man. He was like best friends with Bill Ayers and whatnot. And on September 11th, 2011 and 2001, New York Times, the front page, they posted the paper before September 11th happened. The headline story was Bill Ayers said he wished he would have done more damage. And then 7 years later, Barack Obama, who's his partner in crime, freaking wins presidency. It's crazy. Nevertheless, the left and the media allies have been using January 6th for the last year to victimize themselves, deny due process rights, and pretend that Viking man was this close to becoming emperor. And here's Cassie Hunt, whose dad was Al Hunt. Just let you know, you might not be familiar with Al Hunt, but he's a big, old school political bigwig in D.C. So Cassie Hunt has never freaking had a shovel crap in her life. She's been given everything with a silver spoon in her mouth. Tomorrow's going to be a tough one for those who are there, who have loved ones in the building. Think of it all of you, finding strength and know I'm not alone. All right, but let's listen to what Charlie Parker said. Just remember that the only person killed on this day was an unarmed veteran named Ashley Babbitt, who was not even given a chance to surrender. The same people complaining about trigger-happy cops are treating her killer like a hero, which apparently Governor Charlie Baker missed the memo because he put this abortion of a tweet today honoring the Capitol police officer who he claims died that day in an attempt at virtue signal to liberals. Read my full statement on today's somber anniversary below. All right, so what he says is, typical pandering from Charlie Baker, except there's just one problem. Massachusetts native William Evans wasn't killed during the January insurrection. No Capitol cops were. Evans was killed by a black nationalist named Noah Green on April 2nd. Here he is. Died by a black racist on April 2nd. Had nothing to do with January 6th, you freaking moron, Charlie Baker. This is the black racist who killed him. An anniversary so somber that Charlie Baker couldn't even be bothered to find out who died and when. One black nationalist killed more cops in one day than thousands of imaginary white nationalist insurrectionists did. Yep. The tweet has been up for 4 hours, and Baker has been getting ratioed hard for it. Yet Twitter fact checkers and his staffers allow this blatant lie to remain up, which disrespects the memory of a murdered officer. You can't trust rhinos, man. Dick Cheney, kiss my butt. Ted Cruz, kiss my butt. Liz Cheney, kiss my butt. All these guys can kiss my butt. But Donald Trump, kiss my butt. Where was Donald Trump trying to help the people who put in solitary confinement? Where was he? Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to. Donald Trump, AWOL. Didn't say a damn thing about these people. He kissed my butt. Yeah, I'm pissed. Got people in solitary confinement for doing nothing. And yet they're letting Antifa thugs out like crazy. Where's Trump? Not doing a thing. And don't tell me he didn't cite some of that stupidity. I mean, the FBI is knee deep, and I grant you. But don't tell me Trump was like, he just wanted them to protest. It's freaking, they can all kiss my butt. And the point being is you can't rely on politics to rescue you, man. You can't. Politics, they're all freaking scumbags, all of them, each and every one of them. Thomas Massey and Rand Paul, that's it. The Ted Cruz, kiss my butt. Sorry, I can't believe I donated to his campaign. I'm just stunned. They can all kiss my butt, and you should tell them to kiss your butt too. All right, let's see what kind of is Social Security tax if you have a strong pension? Yes. Why the Jets? We already talked about that. My man Eric says, can I hire my kids to help with my business, and can they avoid filing taxes if we stay under a certain amount? You can definitely hire kids to help with their business, and they can get Roth IRAs too. In fact, I did a video on that. Oh man, a long time ago. Why your kids should file a tax return. So, I mean, yeah, you can avoid filing taxes, but why? If they have anything withheld from federal income tax, they're most likely going to get that back, Eric. So have them file. No reason. Filing is easy, dude. It's a friggin' simple 1040 easy or whatever it is. Absolutely no reason not to file. So they file, they pay some, they get their standard deduction, they pay some federal income tax, state of Wisconsin tax. They'll get all that money back. A couple $100, man. So when I was a kid, or when I was in high school, I did taxes on the side, and probably had 5 or 6 clients or something like that. But I used to give them 2 or 3. I can't remember, $90, $100, something like that. They're like, whoa, how'd you do that? Because my mom told me about the standard deductions. I said, if you got a standard deduction and your income is below that standard deduction, you owe nothing. You have no federal taxable income. So if you pay $300 in income taxes, not self-employment taxes, or not employment tax, FICA, this is income tax, you get it all back. Crazy. All right. Brett says, my barbell system works. Pay attention. Thanks, Brett. I actually talked to a guy today who's going to incorporate the barbell into full effect. So he's so let me just draw it for you. All right. So he's going to have all right. Gotta get the dog hair off. He's going to have I think it's going to be 50-50. All right. So what he's going to have $300,000 in cash. That's going to cover him for 5 years. He and his wife, $300,000 in cash in a brokerage account. Ideally, it should not be in a brokerage account, but they live in Tennessee. The taxes aren't very high as it is, and for him to pull it from an IRA, it's just, you're going to pay more tax on the front end and less in the back. And we just crunch the numbers. Doesn't make sense. So in this case, he has a pretty big brokerage account. So he's going to sell $300,000 of stuff, dump into CDs and money market, and spend that. That'll cover him for the next 5 years. All right. Then he's got a 50-50 portfolio in his regular IRA. And then his Roth isn't huge, but it'll be all in stock. So that's, man, what a freaking portfolio. Cover him. 50-50 IRA, stock to bonds, Roth, 100% stocks. Just so easy, so clean. Oh, by the way, I got to do another video tomorrow on this, when you should take Social Security early. So this guy robbed the cradle. His wife's quite a bit younger than him. He's got a couple young kids. So when he's 62, his children will get Social Security. And was it 5,500? I think is the family max or something like that. So he's gonna get. So for him to take Social Security early, his kids are gonna get like 20,000 each, man. So that's when you should take Social Security early. It's nuts. I'll do a screenshot of what the Right Capital shows is. I was like, damn, that's fantastic. So anyway, he's living large, but again, no debt, small pension, no debt, small pension. It's all the same thing. If you got no debt and a small pension, you're fine. I'm just telling you, it's just there's a mentality that goes with being that person. Rosie says sports. Remember Norm Macdonald used to have that thing say sports. Dude, what the hell's up with Bob Saget? Freaking clown, man. I mean, I know he's dead, but what a perv. I don't know if you follow. Let me show you a YouTube channel you should follow. Like, dude, this guy's I'm not trying to pee on the grave of somebody, but it's like I've learned stuff about that guy that's freaking just, what the hell is wrong with Hollywood? What the hell? 1 second. No, wait a second. Wait, where am I here? Hold on a second, my friends. I gotta get back to my. There we go. Right here. So you guys should watch Pockets of the Future by my man Paul at Pockets of the Future. Share screen. Yeah, follow this guy. Much more Bob Saget, and it's hilarious that people still think I don't know what that means, Mr. Full House. Anyway, he goes into some of the it's just disgusting. I mean, you got it's literally, I don't even want to say it. It's freaking it's not excusable to be a freaking perv with little kids around. It's freaking not. I don't care if you're in Hollywood. I don't care if you're in corporate America. You are a scumbag. And him, John Stamos, and some other guy on that show were just no wonder why everyone from that show is freaking nuts, man. You know, like the middle girl, Jess. I never watched the stupid show. John Stamos, whatever the hell his name was. Lori Loughlin or whatever her stupid name was, and then the two chicks, Kate and Ashley or something like that. Dude, everyone on that show is jacked. No wonder why, because Hollywood is a freaking cesspool of just disgusting. What? My company started following Sleepy Joe's mandates Monday? Why? Why? I'm just, what the hell? Why would my son got the coof, not a symptom the entire time. Still had to stay home from school. Everybody's getting it. You know, we're all now. They're shifting. You can see the media now shifting, basically saying, you know, we can't stop it now because it's hurting Sniffy Joe politically. So now they're even a stupid idiot from CNN, the doctor, the Chinese lady, Mao Jr. is sitting there saying cough masks don't work. We're like, yeah, we've only been saying that for years. Now they're starting to say, hey, you know, we're gonna have to live with this. Hey, it's Omicron. It's just like the flu. We should be prepared. It's, you know, no big deal. We shouldn't look at cases anymore. We should look at hospitalizations. Wow, it's almost as if I was saying that back in March of 2020. Scumbags. Yeah, no, it sucks, man. COVID is awful. The severe flu is awful. No two ways around it. I don't make light of it. It's just, I mean, what are you going to do? It is what it is. This idea that there's some way you can avoid it. I mean, and that's true for us anti-vaxxers too, which I am one. I mean, I took zinc, I took quercetin, vitamin D, vitamin C, B, the whole thing. I did the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, I got my Zerverdo pack. So when I first came, I probably was a couple days late in taking my horse dewormer, but still, you know, it was bad for a couple days, and I was starting to get better each and every day. Now I'm fine. And I haven't hit the gym yet. I went for a walk yesterday. That felt great. And I'll probably hit the gym tomorrow. You know, I haven't worked out at all. I haven't moved any muscles in 3 weeks. Lost a little bit of my appetite. Lost a little bit of my taste for chocolate, which is good because I do like chocolate, but I was ravishing it today, let me tell you. And I didn't have coffee for about a week and a half. I was like, dude, this is not that I didn't have a taste for it, just had no desire for it. But I drank a hell of a lot of tea. But I've been drinking coffee like a crazy man lately. So that's good, but it sucks. But there's nothing you can do about it. You get vaxxed, it's not going to stop it. You can take the Dr. Zelenko stuff, not going to stop it. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. And when it gets you, just, you know, rest, stay, rest, take your vitamins for sure, and get some sleep and drink some liquids. It's as the funny thing is, all these people not only are saying, you know, they got the coof when they're like, now they're saying, well, if you have the vaccine, it'd be less severe. Like, I literally, I cannot believe people are that dumb. I just can't. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, and then it's not a vaccine, which is not. And part two of this, it doesn't stop the Omicron. So you can't say the whole thing's nuts. Never mind. We're not even looking at the adverse effects. This is my whole thing. I can't find, I didn't know I had this great article that I had written, one of my first posts ever on my blog. I used to have a website called joshscanlon.com, and I post all kinds of stuff on that. Then when I went over to Heritage Wealth Planning, I didn't take it with me, and I still own the URL, but I don't post anything there. Anyway, and I had this great blog about vaccines, about VAERS, how no one knew who the hell VAERS. This is well before 2020. This is probably 2017. I said, no one knows what VAERS is. No one knows. And I talked about that Harvard thing or whatever it was, that only 10% of stuff is even reported on VAERS. And it was a great blog. One of my best blog posts ever. It was well written, well detailed. It kicked the vax Nazis in the butt. And it was great, but I lost it because I didn't archive it, and I don't know where I don't know where it is. And so as such, if you change your host, everything that was in a previous host, it gets deleted. I was like, oh, I'd love to have that article back. Anyway, point being was everyone's like, oh, VAERS is not whatever up to stuff. Now I'm like, dude, where you been, man? Where you been? Those of us on the agnostic, if not outright anti-vax side before this, have noticed that VAERS has been always not well used, because no doctor wants to go in there and put stuff in VAERS, because no doctor wants to say, I'm responsible for freaking telling these people to get the jabs. Jeremy says, I could care less about rich, whiny babies chasing a rubber ball. All right, let's see what we got here. Marie says, watch the video stating Medicare has a 2-year look back on your income. You have a penalty on Part A for the rest of your life. I don't know. Part A, you got to, I mean, you don't have to. Well, Part A, the penalties on Part A is if you don't sign up in time at 65. And you might have a reason not to sign up and there won't be a penalty. But generally speaking, Part A is free. There's really no reason not to sign up for Part A. I'll leave that between you, everybody. But generally speaking, once you're 65, there's no reason not to sign up for Part A. But if you're under an employer plan, talk to those people. I can't speak to that. But if you don't sign up for Part A, you can't sign up for Part B, obviously. And if you can't sign up for Part B and you sign up later, there is a penalty for the rest of your life, 100%. And that's why you sign up for Part A generally at 65, so you're in the system. Besides medical, which I'm hashing out with an employer, my focus will be on the golden years of tax planning. Yeah, right on, man. Winter is almost half over. Looking forward to spring getting here. It's been nice here, man. Georgia, freaking no arguments. Yeah, I was outside today just like this, cleaning up some trees, cleaning up some pruning, getting some like garden ready and stuff. I haven't started planting any. I usually start my starters in the inside under a grow light. I haven't started doing that yet, but I probably will. Hey, my man Carl's got a question. Want to do an Xer who's done with anti-male biases? Want to do an Xer who's done with anti-male biases and wants to retire before he's 53? Expat options and downsizing. Consider a collab with Nomadic Capital. I think it's Nomadic Capitalist. Well, thanks, Carl. Appreciate the five schmackers. I'll use it for a good cup of coffee manana. Nomadic Capitalist. I think he's got like a skinny guy with glasses. I think I've come across his videos. Oh, Kim says, I'd be at my cabin, but there's 6 feet of snow. I can't get in. Damn. Oh, Denise and Kim. They're hugging each other. That's fantastic. That's awesome. By the way, Kim has read my book on Return to Peaks Island, and she gave it whatever, Rotten Tomatoes. I just sent it to Denise. So Denise, we'll look forward to your thoughts on that book. And I sent it to my brother and sister. That guy's getting ready to go out. I'm stoked. I just huge weight off my back. I feel like it's done. It's just ready to go. So I got Kim's blessing. Bless you, my son, which is good on my book, Return to Peaks Island. And then I'll have that out shortly. I can't wait. And then I get to start on my book on reverse RMDs. It's easier writing books on nonfiction for me, because fiction, you're like, well, it's crazy. It could go here, it could go, and you're like, at 3 different endings. But writing books on nonfiction is, I don't want to say simple, but it's easier because it's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are the numbers. But I do have a couple great short stories I got in the back of my head too. I've actually recorded the premise of it. I can't wait. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. I can't say I like to write. I don't like to write that much, but when I do it, I like it. It's hard to start doing it. There's the editing that I hate. I hate it like a. That's why I love YouTube because I just throw. I don't care. You slam the desk, you pick your nose, you freaking blah blah your dogs. I literally don't care. But the writing for some reason, I have to. The editing is tough to do because you hear your own voice. You're reading the same thing over and over again. You're like, oh, how many times do I got to look at this and change? It sucks, dude. But and that's I would write a hell of a lot more if I didn't have to worry about editing, if that makes sense. But editing sucks. Oh god, I hate it. And then you got to throw it up on Amazon and the whatever it's called, whatever it is, and you have to have it specific in size. You just want to kill yourself. You're like, oh my goodness. Let's see here. Brad says we have some empty shelves in Ohio, but no weather. Hey, $10. Right on. Who's giving me $10? Laura B. Laura B in the house. All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. That's 2 cups of coffee tomorrow. Sweet. I'm going to an excursion, by the way, up to Northwest Georgia, Manana. I'm going to go check out some towns up there and report back on best places to retire. Where am I going? I haven't quite. I can't remember off the top of my head. Actually, let's see. Where am I going to go tomorrow? So we're going to go to, all right. And we're going to go to share screen, boink, counties and county seats right here. All right, so we're going to look at Georgia. All right, so here's Georgia. So we are going, I was going to hit, no, not Ringgold. We're going to go to Ringgold. That's Catoosa County, 77% vote for the Trumpster. I like that. Then we're going to go to, I'm already familiar with Canton. We're going to go to, I've already been to LJ, Calhoun, Clarksville, and then we're going to go to, there's one more I'm missing here. Hold on a second. Chatsworth right here, and Chatsworth. And then Cedartown right here too, I think. Maybe I'm not going to hit this one, but those 5. So if you look at a map of Georgia, we're going to go to map of Georgia. All right, tomorrow Thursday. Can't remember. I think it's tomorrow. Map of Georgia. If I can, well, that's Georgia, the country. Georgia. All right, hold on just a second. There we go. So let's bring you back. Share screen. Chrome tab. We go to DuckDuckGo because we don't like the Google because they give you crap, which is weird because Google. Yeah, so we're going to go up in here. All right, so here I am. Where am I? Right up in here, Alpharetta. We're going to go up in this neck of the woods up here. So I've already been to LJ. That's beautiful. Chatsworth is right here. Dalton, Ringgold, come down to Calhoun, and come back to Alpharetta. That's what I was going to do. And again, we're trying to do the places where there are few Dems, if that makes sense, because we don't want people to force us to get jabbed or to wear face diapers. It's really the face diapers. And because if they can, if they're so susceptible to bad science on face diapers, they'll be susceptible to bad science on anything. And that was the issue. The face diaper stuff was really where you got to find out when you're trying to move to some place. You got to find out if people were Nazis about face diapers. Because if they're Nazis about that, they're Nazis about everything. That's all there's to it. And they have no sense of real data, real science. It's virtue signaling. You don't want to live when it comes to your life, virtue signaling doesn't do you any good. You don't want to live around people with virtue signal, like Charlie Baker, the clown. All right. So Kim says she went. Oh wait, here we go. What do you think will happen after November election? Just a stagnant economy and a legged up president. Yeah, look. House divided is always a good thing. I mean, that's just a fact. So, yeah, I used to think that wasn't true. So basically, what happens is uh, gridlock is good. It means DC can't get anything done. I used to think if Republicans control things, Republicans are just corporates, man. They're corporatists. There's no other way around. I mean, Democrats are too, but Democrats are worse. They're fascist socialists essentially. Republicans just corporatists. I mean, they are paid for by big business, the Chamber of Commerce, 100%. They don't care anything about you, your ability to live your life. They don't care. DC Republicans are corporatist. That is all there is to it. And as such, they can all kiss my big fat behind, which is soft, by the way. My big fat behind is quite soft, quite juicy when you grab onto it. The Democrats are fascists, i.e., they want government to control corporate America. The Republicans don't want government to control corporate America. They just want corporate America to control you. But the Democrats are fascist. And as such, when one party rolls, it's going to be a fascist America, a la the Democrats, or it's going to be a corporatist America, a la the Republicans. And I don't like either. Now, you can look back at some pretty bad signatures that Reagan signed, the Simpson-Mazzoli Amnesty Act in 1986. Then they signed the act. Reagan signed the act to shield vaccine manufacturers from they had unlimited immunity, from vaccines that go awry. All right, so those are all bad. Clinton signed the thing that allowed big pharma to advertise. Well, who's in Congress? Oh, the Republicans. So all this stuff. There's lots of bad things that come from both people. I'm not going to lie to you. At the end of the day, though, there'll be less fascism and less corporatism if both sides are holding one party. The problem is, here's the issue, that the thing that sucks is that, remember, all legislation, spending legislation, originates in the House. That's all there is to it. So the House that's where the power lay. Now, the Senate is important because they're the ones who approve the freaking judges. So everyone, me too, gripes about David Souter and freaking, what's his name, just retired, Anthony, whatever his name was, Anthony, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, they're all freaking squishes. Souter is a lefty, sponsored by a Republican senator from New Hampshire. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but he can kiss my big fat behind. A lot of people kiss my big fat behind today. But the problem was they couldn't get him through a Democrat Senate. You know what I'm saying? So, they did with Clarence Thomas because he was black. And I love Clarence Thomas, one of my heroes of all time. But, the Democrats could not stand up against Clarence Thomas because he's black. But they were able to get away with Robert Bork. That might not be as bad. It's given what we've seen with corporate America and their ability to eliminate your freedoms as well. Bork, that might not be as bad as what a lot of us on the right have thought for many, many years. Because freaking Anthony, what the hell the guy's name is? Anthony, I can't believe I can't remember the guy's name. So when Bork got borked because Senator Kennedy was a freaking lying POS and made crap up about him, they replaced him with Anthony Kennedy. That's it, Anthony Kennedy. And as such, we got a squish. And then Sandra Day O'Connor, another squish. And the whole thing's nuts, man. And the problem is that that's all you could do with a Democrat controlling the Senate. That's all you could do. Now, the irony of it all is when the Democrats are in control and the Republicans are in control, they rubber stamp all of the liberal stuff. It's why the Republicans, you can't rely on the Republicans. I mean, they're better than Democrats, but don't rely on them and think life is going to be good because they're in charge. So gridlock is not bad. I don't think the Democrats are going to lose the Senate, guys. I don't. I know a lot of people think it's going to be a clean sweep. I think they'll lose the House. I think the Republicans probably get 40 seats in the House, which is big. It's not huge, but it's a big, and that will definitely turn and give the Republicans a pretty big, decent sized majority. I don't think they're going to get the Senate. I think if you look at the states in play, it's definitely not. I mean, it's not. I mean, here in Georgia, I think Herschel will win going away. But other than that, I don't think there's I think there's more likely to be another 50-50 split. The Republicans might take 51-49, but I'm not so sure. I'm not betting on the Republicans take over the Senate. The House is different because the House can be gerrymandered, but the Senate is different. It's hard. And so as such, it'll probably be Republican House. I wouldn't even say it's very conservative because they're going to make Kevin McCarthy clown as the majority or the Speaker of the House, and he's not conservative. I mean, he's not liberal. He's not Nancy Pelosi, but he's certainly not conservative. But at the end of the day, they'll get enough done to piss you off, but they won't do anything that's, puts a freaking forces a jabba in you, if that makes sense. I'm facing a mandate. Even though I've signed doctor's letters regarding my allergies to ingredients, I can't believe the government is going to push me over this, even though I work at home for them. Yeah. Yeah, Fauci needs to, he'll be the fall guy. I haven't read the book by RFK Jr. Very much looking forward to reading that. It sounds like if you read that, you will agree that Fauci needs to be in prison, actually. Not just fired, but in prison. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Yeah, he's not a rhino. I mean, come on, man. I mean, he's not perfect, but DeSantis isn't a rhino. I mean, come on. That's a little bit. I can't agree with that. Kim says she still wants to get out of California, but just have worked out. All right. It's been 3 weeks since I've had a live. Kim says I'm going to Austin, Texas on Saturday. That's when my cousins left, so I'm going to check up and told me to check out Waco. Oh, I like Waco. All right, so here we go. We got if my projected return on investment is 4% at 61, I projected estimated estimated time of death of 85. What percent should I take out as cash to deplete the fund before I clock out? So you just wanted to, you want to retire with nothing left, bounce your last check. I mean, there's no way to know that. How would you know that? I mean, think about it, my friends. How would you know that? If my projected return on investment is 4%, how much should I take out to deplete my? Come on. I'm not trying to be a dick, Timothy, but let's think this through. You're projecting, and then you want to know how much to deplete it. There's two completely composing points. Your projections are nothing. They mean nothing. They mean nothing because the markets go up, markets go down, we don't know what's going to be. So what you do is you say, okay, I think I'm going to wait until I'm going to take 20,000 a year out, 40,000 a year out. And then if it looks like I need to cut back, I cut back. If it looks like I need to take more, I take more. It's a year by year basis. I just say take 5% a year out. That's what I would do. Adjust it as you need. If you need to take out more, take out more. If you need to take out less, take out less. But how can this is where I just drives me crazy. These financial planning gurus with their software and all this, they're like, this is what would happen based on our projections. You're like, but your projections are meaningless. This means nothing. It means nothing. I get this a lot, actually, when I run these Monte Carlos. And I like Monte Carlo. I mean, I like it. It doesn't mean anything. But, I think at the end of the day, it gives someone a structure for today. But they say, well, what if I spend this? How much will I leave to my kids? And the projections are this, that, the other, but I just stop looking at projections as if it's God's spoken word. It's just not, man. It's got to do it year by year. I got $500,000 in there now. All right. So the easiest way to do it would say 500,000 divided by 25. We'll just use that. I got 25 years left to live. I'll take 20,000 a year out. All right. I'll take 20,000 a year out the first year. Next year I got 600,000. All right. How much can I take out then? And then you say, so next year, after I took 20,000 out, I got 600,000. But now I'm only going to be around 19 years, just using that for example. So I'll take out 31,500. Your life expectancy is 18 years left. You divide how much you have in your account by 18, and you say, I'll take that much money out. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. But at the projections of saying, if we do this, I'll have no money left. It just is complete speculation. And I hate to say I think it's dumb because you're sitting there, I'll be 83 years old. I only have 82,000 left, so I'll take 41,000 a year out. I'm like, dude, you don't even know you're going to be around. You have no idea what your account's going to be worth. You have no clue what's going to happen year by year. Carl says, Carl says, I'm a masculine presenting, you know what? And I demand you interview me for a review of how I've been disenfranchised. Carl. Just go swim against the University of Connecticut swim team there, Carl. All right. You'll get your gold trophy for once. Did the CPI come out yet today? I don't think it did, right? The inflation numbers, isn't that coming out tomorrow? Let's see. Do we have any inflation numbers today? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see any inflation numbers. I think it's coming out tomorrow. All right. Yeah, Biden's in Georgia. That's why I said lock up your daughters, because he wants some girls to sniff. All right. See. Northern Captain. Right on, man. Right on. All right. Mid-Maine. Has anyone heard what's coming out of Jamie Dimon's mouth this week? Greatest economy ever? Is that what that guy said? God, these guys live in such a bubble, man. It's crazy. Nadine says, I think a lot of families that got the upfront child care credit are in for a big tax bill. Why? Interesting. Yeah, good question, Kim. Hey, it's Harry. Yep. 100%, Brad. Who the Iron Sheik say ran the Hollywood? All right, so Eric says, I thought there was a rule stating in 2018 kids can earn like 10,500 and not file taxes or have anything withheld. I could also reduce my taxes with paying them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they can have the standard deduction, and you just have to look at that yourself. But at the end of the day, if they have something withheld, you'd want to file taxes. If they don't, and remember, you still want to get them paying FICA taxes. If you don't have anything withheld, I guess you don't have to file the 1040. But I don't get it. What's the problem with the 1040? It's easy, man. So the 1040 EZ is literally the easiest thing in the world. You say, how much do you pay him? 10,500. Standard deductions 10,500. You owe no taxes. Oh, I paid $35 in income tax. You'll get that money back. So it's kind of like, I was outside today, Chicken Charlie. Chicken Charlie says, I got some color back in my pale face. I was outside in the sun and doing some yard work, and it felt good, and getting my preps ready for planting. I forgot to put, oh man, it kills me. I'm not sure I got enough time now, but normally I'll do a cover crop of crimson clover, and I just forgot to put the seeds in. You always want to do in the fall. I just totally forgot. And I don't think there's going to be enough time. I might actually do that anyway and just give my soil a year to recuperate. I got some trees, not trees. Well, I got trees, but I got some bushes, some blueberry bushes. Maybe just let those guys work their magic. Put some crimson clover as a cover crop where I normally plant my tomatoes and stuff. I might just do that. It might be easier. My garden last year wasn't that good. It was really disappointing. I was really disappointed in it. I mean, I had freaking indeterminate tomatoes coming out the wazoo. Cherry tomatoes, which are great, but they were out of control. So I lost a lot of them because they're out of control. I had just so many indeterminate tomatoes. I didn't really have any good tomatoes, like slicing tomatoes. No cucumber. I didn't plant any cucumbers. Peppers were bare. I didn't have hardly crap for peppers. I had some good kale. Lots of blueberries. I had one freaking pear. Not pear, plum. Freaking rabbits got all my or squirrels got all my peaches. Yeah, it was a bad year for me in the gardening. Yeah, we'll see. Not my peppers. Didn't do any cucumbers last year. Tomatoes were not good. The cherry tomatoes are through the roof. Had good carrots. Good carrots. Carrots are easy. Put those in a container. Easy. I love doing carrots in container. To potatoes, I had a decent crop, but they're still pretty small. I wasn't all that impressed with them. But I just saved those in bags this year. I'm gonna put they're freaking sprouting like crazy. I'm gonna put those in the ground. I probably will put potatoes in the ground pretty soon, actually. I'll probably do that because I got a lot of sprouting potatoes just in a paper bag from my crop last year. That wasn't great. Maybe I'll do that this year. Let's have a freaking boatload of potatoes, carrots, potatoes, and off to the side some tomatoes. Yeah, that sounds pretty easy. And I'll get the soil underneath, repopulated with wormies and things of that nature. My soil is pretty good. I mean, I do manure and I use a lot of cover crops and stuff. But my blueberry, maybe it's just my back to do nothing but blueberry bushes and fruit trees. Maybe that's what I should do. And then do gardening. I got a bunch of raised beds, but literally raised beds up on stakes on stilts. I can do carrots and those. That's pretty easy. I can do some. I can just do some regular tomatoes. Yeah, I don't know about that. Strawberries. You gotta grow what you want to eat, though. I'm not a big fan of. I love cherry tomatoes, but I'm just not a big fan of tomatoes. But I do like cucumbers. My wife loves asparagus. I don't like asparagus. I like fruits. Like carrots, fresh carrots, fruits. Maybe I'll just do a bunch of blueberry bushes. I got a bunch of blueberry bushes going to the back part of my yard that I put in last year. Bought some cherry trees from Bob Wells Nursery. We'll see if those do anything. I am worried about one of my peach trees though, because those freaking rat fink squirrels. No, they get all the peaches that were grown on there, but it died, man. I mean, so so I pruned it. Hopefully, it'll come back, but we'll see. All right, yeah, right on, Brad. He was a perfect freaking disgusting. All right, Laura B. Besides Social Security issues, would you recommend that people remarry in their 50s? Are there that tax advantages to being married for a single? Yeah, I mean, well, remarry if you love somebody, sure, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Laura B. Lots of tax advantages of being married for sure. There's lots of snuggle advantages too, Laura, if you know what I'm saying. You get to snuggle. Not me. Most husband and wives over 20 years get to snuggle. Not this guy. Yeah. I don't think I look attractive to my wife anymore. Just joking. A lot of times when men start talking like that with other ladies, that means a man is trying to look, reach out to me. I can tell you how bad my household life is. And the woman says, mine too. Yay, let's talk and snuggle. Trust me, man. If dudes or some chick is like, oh man, my husband, he doesn't get me. Run for the hills. And chicks or some dudes like, oh man, my wife doesn't get me. Run for the hills. Run for the hills. That's not what you want to mess with. That's the rule number one. When I've never cheated on my wife, never will. Well, I don't know what I'll do, but I just know for a fact, knowing people is like, how did you guys? Oh yeah, her husband wasn't treating her right, and she let me know at work, and my wife wasn't treating me right, so I let her know at work, and next thing you know, we're married works. Yeah, Javier says he had COVID is not as bad as expected. Yeah, it wasn't bad for me for the first week, and then it hit me, and that's why I wish I would have taken my horse dewormer when I first found out I had it. Because it was the basically the fifth and sixth and seventh days where it really set me back, and that's when I took the horse dewormer, and it did me right. I mean, it relieved me of the COVID, but got a couple of days there. If I would have taken it earlier, it would have eliminated it most likely for sure. Let's see. Nah, dude. Chick-fil-A is going with Joe's. They're doing that now while it's in front of the Supreme Court. I, it's Boomer Benefits. Hongs88 says, what's the name of the company that would help me with setting up Medicare in Texas? Boomer Benefits. And Danielle Roberts, I think. Oh my goodness. There's a company, TransAlta in Canada, that invests in windmills. The windmills have to go offline until 2023 because the foundation was built wrong. Let's look up TransAlta. I'm in a salty mood today, my friends. Salty. Yep. Look at that. Take that, you freaking clowns. Oh, Kim says her kids are being too nosy. I know where my money is. I think they're afraid I'm going to spend it all. They won't get anything. I've already told the boys they're not getting anything. Oh, man. Yeah, it's none of my boys' business what I spend my money on. They're not going to have to support me, so they need to take a step back. They're a pain. Oh, man. Yep. See that? They want to classify gas and nuclear as green energy. Yeah. All part of the plan, man. All part of the plan. Let's see. What's the coldest it gets in Georgia? Well, it can get certainly below freezing. That's why that's why we can't have we wouldn't have citrus trees here, if that makes sense. It gets too cold. Yeah, it gets cold, man. No other way around that. It's let's see. Oops. Excuse me. Ooh, it's 11 degrees in Boston right now. Brr, brr. Feels like 1. Brr. So right now it's 35. Tomorrow's going to get down to get down to 27, but it's going to be in the 50s. Tomorrow's going to be 54, 54, 52. Sunday will be 39 as the high. I'll take that. It feels like 35. So that's how cold it is right now in Georgia. Let's see. Bernie, Texas is 42. That's where we used to live, in Bernie, Texas. Prince Edward Island is 1. That's where Ross is from. And it feels like negative 13. It makes me cold thinking about that. Prescott is 39. Prescott, Arizona. And it feels like 35. And Phoenix, I'm predicting Prescott's 39. Phoenix is 54. That's what I'm predicting. 63. Yep. All right. Prescott's usually about 10 to 20 degrees colder than Phoenix. All right. Wow. Kim said she talked to her doctor today, told her to get a tanning salon to get more vitamin D. Huh. Is that true? Interesting. Thanks, John. I feel good, man. Am I moving from Georgia to another state when I retire? It's awful hard to beat Virginia. Who said that? Ironhead. Isn't there a Helmet song called Ironhead? It's awful hard to beat Virginia. I love Virginia. My wife's from Virginia. 3 of my 4 were born in Virginia. Hold on a second. Yeah, Helmet, Ironhead. There you go. I knew it. So there's Helmet, Ironhead. Remember those guys? So, but look, I like Georgia. I like Tennessee. I like North Carolina for the most part. just it's funny when you look at it like Google Maps and you look at places, just like it all goes back to Virginia, man. It's great. I love Maine. I mean, I would go to Maine in a second if I could get my better half to go, but she won't. It's what I would do is I'd live back in Maine I'd vacate in the wintertime, for 2 months out of the year. When I was up there 5 years ago, I saw some of the kids I grew up with on Peaks Island, and their parents we had a lobster thing. It was freaking awesome. Anyway, it was just a lot of fun. And their parents came by, and these are the people who used to live right down the street from us in Maine. When we lived in our first crappy house that was a summer house that had no insulation. And you don't want to live in a summer house in Maine in the wintertime. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, long story short, first of all, they look great. I was like, damn, you guys look freaking fantastic. I was stunned. And but secondly, they walk all over the place. But then they escaped to Florida for 4 weeks out of the year. And I said, that's like the life for me. So basically, they do Maine tour guides or something like that, and on Peaks Island, I should say, walk around showing people peaks. And then when the deep winter comes, they flee. I said, man, it's tough life. I could handle that. But I was amazed how good they look. They, mid 70s. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was stunned. And the reason is because I walk. And I don't think they smoked. Maybe they did. I can't remember. But they just walked. And I said, if you just get out and walk, man, just get out and walk. So I compare them. Well, I don't want to say anything else about my own. Well, I'm done. All right. Was he still alive? All right. I don't get it. Why was he still not read the? Why was he still alive? Talk about my book. Was who still alive? Oh, I know what's up. Okay, gotcha. All right. Can you recommend any lakes in Georgia to buy, build? Look at. So if we go to, 1 second. Hold on just a second. I can recommend you, no lake specifically, but I can recommend you talk to somebody. Right here. Ironhead. All right, so we got Tina Turner. This is the Tina Turner. Tina Turner sells, and she's in North Georgia. She's great. Huge fan of Tina. And so you should contact her. TinaTurnerSells.com. I'll put it on the show notes. And she'll do all the grunt work for you. I can't tell you. I don't get paid by Tina or anything like that. I can't tell you she will, but she's fantastic. Enjoy her and her husband. Let's just take a look. Ooh, so here we got Bear Gap Road, 40,000. Ooh, look at this place. That's Rockford Creek Road, 5 beds and 6 baths. See, I'm trying to get away from that, man. I don't want that. Clarksville. There you go. I was up in Clarksville. Oh, wow. Look at that. You get a thing like that right there. That was fantastic. Yeah, there's Tina. CRSGRI. Not sure what those are, but so let's take a look here. So let's see what we got. Is this on a lake? All right. I guess that's propane tank. I like it. Ooh, look at that big old pool. Nice. Oops, 1 second. Yeah, nice. I hope it's got natural gas. No, that does not look like it's natural gas, so does it? Oh boy. Gotta have natural gas, my friends. Anyway, so TinaTurnerSells.com, and she'll get you set up. All right. John says, wife and I are coming up on 63, looking to retire. Can we use our HSA funds to pay for healthcare premiums until we reach Medicare? I can't remember, man. Can you use the funds to pay for premiums on a? I can't recall. I don't know. Hopefully someone can answer that. Is Georgia going to pass legislation this year, tax-free military retirement? I don't know. I do not know that. Do we tax military retirement? I don't know. Hey, we got Phil and Polly watching. Right on, guys. All right. Oh, What the hell is with these companies doing the freaking sniffy mandate? I don't understand. It's gonna be kicked out. Laura says, Josh, should people in their 50s remarry? Oh, you sure already asked that. Delaware just reinstated the mask today. I know it's dark, but I'm right now from the hotel, and this is the little town Kernville. There's lots of lights in the park, so I feel safe. Yeah, well, you got the dog with it. Maryland reinstated the masks. It's just I'm sitting there. It's Lou Rukeyser, Wall Street Week. Don't just do something. Sit there. That's what he said. None of this works. These freaking people are nuts. They just want to tell people how to live. And they also don't want to be held accountable. We didn't do anything, Governor Hogan. You should have done something. How about you freaking take care of yourself, you freaking fools? You're in charge of your own life. Go for a walk like Kim's doing right now. Gosh almighty. We've got such a whining sack of helplessness in this country. That's why I tell you, man, give me the immigrants. I'll take them any day of the week. These people come here. Yeah, I get it. There's some that come here up to no good. But the vast majority here freaking to work, to do something for themselves. And our own people are just like, Joe Biden, tell me how to live. Freaking nuts. All right. Susan says, I can see messages. I just, I'm just behind because I yap so much. All right. Has anyone, hey, I haven't seen Roxanne lately. What's up, Roxanne? Has anyone heard about Social Getter? I've heard about it. Uncensored worldwide platform that just reached 1 million subs. Isn't it Getter? Isn't that Trump's thing? Getter? I have heard about it. Kim says she's walking a Shih Tzu and a wiener dog. That is awesome. Yeah, I've heard of Getter. MeWe, I like MeWe. I'm just not on these things very much anymore. It's weird, man. I'm just not on it that much. I was never on Twitter. I'll never be on Twitter. MeWe was like the alternative to Facebook. And I'm not on Facebook. I mean, I'm on there. I literally never go there. I don't go to MeWe. Hey, Pablo. I don't go to MeWe that much. I don't go to LinkedIn anymore. They can kiss my butt. Once they ban Robert Malone, they can kiss my butt. Locals. I'm on Locals. In fact, my Locals, I haven't been on Locals for a couple days. I got to go back. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, well, I agree with that, Brad. Can't rely on the Supreme Court. We got 6-3 majority now, though. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if two of the conservatives think the federal vaccine mandate is acceptable, then I don't know what to say. They're not conservative. That's all there's to it. I mean, look, we're dealing with idiots. I mean, Kagan, hello. And Sotomayor, just dumb as freaking rocks. Hello. Give me a kiss. Give me some antibodies. Well, yes, sir. Give me some more. I need some more antibodies. I need some more. Why do I smell so good? All right. Oh, you want to say hi again? Give me. Oh, you're going away? All right. We'll see you. Good seeing you. Thanks for coming. Hi. Come back. Come on. Hey, there goes Pop. Oh, there we go. There's my boys. Oh, yeah. Hi. All right. Let's see. I can't believe I'm still talking bad about Kevin McCarthy. You know he's from Kern County. I don't know that. I don't even know what Kern County is, Kim. Sorry. Let's see. Vortex has been a while since it's been on a call. In discussion how central bank digital currency will impact money on the markets will be straight. Holly says she wished she could send a picture of her dogs on here. Yeah, I love seeing pictures of dogs. I'll show you our dog next door. I went for a walk yesterday. I saw this guy, old Charlie, chocolate lab next door. Look at the nose. Look at that nose. Hi. Antibodies. Antibodies. Ooh, yes, sir. Oops. Hi. I'm gonna. Yeah, well, Facebook. The one thing about Facebook, Kim, is great is for the marketplace. I just that's 100%. And I think I could have a bigger, huger, whatever audience if I were on Facebook. I know me, and I get too distracted by stupid stuff, and I don't want to get distracted by stupid stuff. But I do know for a fact that Facebook Marketplace is great. I used to advertise on Facebook. It was freaking great. The ROI was nuts, man. There's no other way around that. It was, that's 4 years ago. It was pretty simple to do. But then they start banning all these ads. You're like, you can't say this. You can't. It's like, I'm not. It was weird. It's like, I'm not even saying anything. All right. Yeah, right here. RFK Jr. is a lot of AIDS research that convicts Fauci, 100%. Hey, land designer says she was just listening to my books at the gym. That sounds freaking boring, but I appreciate that. Boone and Pickles mails. All right. We want to retire in the Philippines with $2,300 a month pension. Should I grab Social Security at 62 at $1,500 a month? I don't know. I'm not on Rumble because I forgot my I forgot how to I didn't have my I deleted my introduction video, and Rumble doesn't let you do it unless you do an introduction video. So I gotta redo that tomorrow. Yeah, well, I tell you 100%. The ACB, I don't trust her as far as I could kick her. Kavanaugh either. The thing I liked about ACB, she had 7 kids and she didn't go to Ivy League school. And I said, that's great. Well, it turns out that she's still running with that crowd. And then Kavanaugh went to I think he went to Good Count, some rich kid school in my neck of the woods, actually, Silver Spring, Maryland. And he's just a rich kid. Look, I mean, I like him better than not, but relying on Kavanaugh on ACB is not good. I mean, Alito, what he's put in there by Bush, right? So I give George Bush some credit for that. So Rick says, is it better to pull 5% of the start of the year or some each month? I just say pull the start of the year and be done with it. But I mean, if you're pulling each month, some each month, I mean, that means you got to actually go in there, look at your account, make a transaction, look and say, oh my goodness, I should have done differently. Just do it at the beginning of the year. Get it in your savings account and be done with it. I mean, just the last thing we want you to do is looking at your investments any more than you have to. Look, I don't even know what the markets did today. What have we done today here? We have gone what? The markets were up today. Okay, great. Does that change anything for me? No, it doesn't. Does it change anything for you? No, it doesn't. Who cares? So at the end of the day, you say, I'm going to take I got, $1 million. I'm going to take 50,000 out on 1 January. I'll come back next year and do it again. Just that simple. All right. Dennis says, I have half my money at Vanguard, Wellington, half at Balance Index. I'm 60 and plan to retire. Do you see any issues with this allocation? No. But you're not retiring for 7 more years? Yes, that might be Wellington. That's probably pretty good. I got no qualm with that, man. That seems a little bit too conservative for me, frankly. For me, 7 years before you retire, and you're still 30 to 35% bonds. That might be a little bit too much, but I get it. No, I mean, how can you not come around on the inflation issue when the facts are they're freaking making energy expensive? I mean, it's stupid. But we still have a deflationary demographic and a deflationary economy in the future. There's just no getting around this, my friends. Inflation is a short-term thing, but deflation is long-term for sure. What are you doing, buddy? I mean, you don't have enough people. You have too much debt. And you got people who don't want to take on more debt, so you're going to have a lower velocity of money. But why you are saying I came around inflation is not because what you think. It's not because government spending. I'll say this till I'm blue in my face, man. If government spending were the cause of inflation, then you would have to say why Japan isn't inflating. You'd have to say why for the last, since Reagan, we haven't had much of inflation. Why? You think government spending has been nipped in the bud? Not at all. It's not. Inflation has nothing to do with government spending. It has to do with regulation, scarcity. When you reduce things like being able to explore for energy, be able to do pipelines, you're making things scarce, which is inherently inflationary. I don't deny that at least, but it's not government printing press. It's just not. So we stop this. Because the more people say this, the more it doesn't matter. Because people say, well, you guys keep saying inflation is because of government printing press. That hasn't worked. So we might as well go print with magic monetary theory. And then what you have nothing to stand on. You have nothing. So you say, no, it's not government printing that causes inflation, it's government regulation. And it happens to be the same people with magic monetary theory are heavy regulators too, which is why when Trump was freaking printing like a drunken sailor, by the way, there was hardly any inflation because he got rid of the regulatory agencies that were freaking stifling things. Sniffy Joe, as all Democrats, they're fascist. They get back in, they say, we're going to freaking regulate you till you're blue in the face. You're like, man. But that's the problem with you freaking monetarists. You're like, oh, inflation is always too much money chasing too few goods. And that's just not true. Now, look, I've got Milton Friedman books back there, one signed by. Let's see if I can't find it. Oh, Pablo, I'm getting old in my old age. No. I got an older version of Free to Choose by Milton and Rose, signed by Milton and Rose, but it's not back there. So I know Milton Friedman very well. I've never met him, but I absolutely got it. Oh, sorry, Pablo. But the best book on economics right here, Carl Menger, Principle of Economics, introduction by Hayek. To pick out one thing here real quick. Economy and economic goods. Some members of society will be satisfied either not at all or at any rate only incomplete fashion. Here, human self-interest finds an incentive to make itself felt, and where the available quantity does not suffice for all, every individual will attempt to secure his own requirements as completely as possible to the exclusion of others. They're going to satisfy their own desires, even if it means they have to exclude others. Scarcity. But with this opposition of interest, it becomes necessary for society to protect the various individuals in the possession of goods subject to this relationship against all possible acts of force. In this way, when we arrive at the economic origin of our present legal order, and especially of the so-called protection of ownership, the basis of property. Anyways, there's just so much freaking gold in this thing right here. As each economizing individual becomes increasingly more aware of his economic interest, he is led by this interest without any agreement, without legislative compulsion, and even without regard to the public interest, to give his commodities in exchange for other, more saleable commodities, even if he does not need them for any immediate consumption purpose. Do you hear what that's saying? The government doesn't need to dictate your trading of your goods to somebody else who wants your goods, even if you're not going to immediately consume them. This is Carl Menger from freaking 18. Let me write this. He was born in 1840. So he had written this in, I think, 1875 or something like that. Exchange of value. I can't even read my own handwriting. So anyway, if you want to get a book on economics, this is the book you got to get. Principles of Economics. It is, without question. I can't read my own writing. Oh, right here. Coinage. The chief effects involved in the use of precious metals for monetary purposes are difficulty determining their genuineness and degree of fineness, the necessity of dividing the hard material into pieces appropriate to each particular transaction. These difficulties cannot be removed easily without loss of time or other economic sacrifices. Did you hear what I just said? Carl Menger, I think he wrote this in 1895 or something like that. The necessity of dividing the hard material into pieces appropriate to each particular transaction. So when people ask me, should I buy gold? I say yes, but don't just buy a bunch of gold ounces because it's awful hard to trade an ounce. You just can't, because an ounce is, I don't know what an ounce is worth, $1,700 right now. So make sure you buy quarters, quarter ounces and dimes, 10th ounces. So that way you can trade them. I just don't, if you just have a bunch of gold ounces, how are you going to split that up? You can't. Well, I mean, you could, but that'd be stupid. So what you do is you say, look, I'm going to buy some gold ounces at $1,700. I'll buy 4 quarter ounces at, probably cost me $1,900. I'll buy 10 10th ounces, which probably cost me $2,100. That's money well spent, in my opinion. You should definitely buy some gold. So we got her voice out there. All right. All right, so Kim says, I know it's based on age, but how do you decide if you should take your Social Security at 65, 67, if you only expect to live to about 80 or 85? I would, frankly, I'd take it at 65. Really? I mean, if I'm only expecting to live till 85, it's only 15 years. The break even is about 78, 79, 80 anyway. So, I'd take it. If I don't expect to live till if I expect not to live well beyond my 80s, I might as well take it early without question. If I expect to live well into my 80s and even in my 90s, take it later. It also depends on your spousal situation. So for me, it's different than you, obviously. But at the end of the day, that's what you'd want to do for sure. Did we already talk about your, did you lose the GPO? Did we already talk about your benefit from Tim? Can't remember. Do you not get a spousal benefit from him? I don't think you do. Hi, gorgeous. Rochester, New York in the house. Right on. Carl, what's his name? Jamie Dimon predicts a record growth rate. Why? Because inflation is high. We must have record growth. What a freaking idiot, man. It's my whole thing about inflation. Just because inflation is high doesn't mean you have growth necessarily. Just people are dumb. Ryder Cup captain was just in the hospital for multiple weeks with myocarditis after getting a jab. He said he almost died. I'm surprised they're letting him say because he got the jab. Have you seen the recent Harry Dent video on YouTube? He says the market will fall 90% this year. Hey. Which states are bicycle friendly to retire on? Good question. Don't know. What if you have leftover funds in a 529? Can you assign the beneficiary to a grandchild? Yes. But what if I die? Grandkids still get it. It's the beneficiary. Yep. Is it generation skipping tax or penalty? I don't think it's generation skipping tax on that. I can't remember. I don't think it is. I got a 529 book that Joe Hurley did. I got back there too. Such a fan of Joe Hurley. He did savingforcollege.com. He became a maple farmer right outside Rochester, New York. Big fan of Joe Hurley. I interviewed him a long time ago. Great guy. How do I counter myself from NPCs? We're inundated. It's just laugh at them. What do you use for the safe side of your barbell? I'm thinking a revolving bond ladder. Yeah, there you go. Revolving bonds, revolving CDs, Ginnie Mae, 100%. Cooked carrots cause constipation. I don't got that problem, Kim. Trust me. Constipation and Josh never meet in the middle. That's for sure. Yeah, Arkansas is on my list. Once I have yet to visit, but if I win a new car from Hodge Twins next week, I'll be flying out to pick it up. Northwest Arkansas, yep, it's high on my list of places right there. Yep, I get my snuggle from the pups. Ain't that the truth? All right. Carl says, much as I love women, there's no reason for a man to marry women unless she bears him children. I feel bad for Carl. Did you hear about the chick? I was listening to Kwame Brown. The guy Drake, that I don't know, some kind of entertainer. I guess he was doing the deeds with some chick, some groupie, and he had a condom, and then he put it in the trash can. And when he left, she got out of the trash can and did stuff with a residual to try to get pregnant from this guy. I said, man, hey, excuse me. I said, what the hell, dude? But the problem is, and that's what I tell my sons, don't be having sex until you're married, man. It's just not worth it. Too many things can go wrong. Yeah, excuse me. All right. Can I get back here? Can I get back? No. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. That's a great site. Thank you. It's freaking disgusting. Charlotte's going to have a few words of future YouTube rules freedom. I just say I'm fighting the COVID. Think about retiring to the mountains of North Georgia. How's the fishing there? Yeah, I'm not a fisher, never have been, but I know it's good for sure. Yeah, North Georgia is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie to you. I don't fish. It just bores me. I was raised on an island. I used to go to the dock, the wharf, and fish on occasion, Peaks Island. But I enjoyed it back then, and then ever since I moved off the island, I've fished a couple times. Just bores the hell out of me. Too hyper, man. Even though my friend Chris Chapman, my roommate in college, we went out on Burke Lake one time in Northern Virginia, and we went fishing. He loved to fish, and I just like to drink beer. So we just went on this boat, little podunk rowboat, and drank some beers and fish. And I was just drinking. He was fishing, but we cast some things. I don't think we caught anything, but it was fun. Just getting, drink some beers with a fella. It's fun. This guy maxed out his Roth and contributes this to a match. Should I invest the rest of my money in a taxable brokerage or put it more in a 401k? I don't know your tax perspective, but I would put it in a brokerage account for sure. Ken John says, potatoes, carrots, onions, tomatoes with a roast to die for. That does sound pretty good. That does sound real good. Dennis says, we already talked about that. Gas is renewable energy source. Ask anyone who needs to share a room. Oh boy. Yeah, heard that, man. 0 degrees in Wisconsin. Polar vortex coming at the end of the month in Oklahoma. Damn. Thanks, Jeepa de Mountain. Why are you guys so excitable tonight? Does everybody leave you behind? Is everybody gone? Everybody leaves? And I'm the only one around? Mama's not here? Hi. I want to say hello? Oh, look at that beautiful dog. Hi, gorgeous. Yeah. They nipped at me yesterday. No more getting up here. We're going to put this. There we go. All right. Let's see. I have about half in Wellington, half in Wellesley. Should I stay invested that way when I retire? I'm retiring at 61 in a few months. Cool, man. I think you need some cash. Hopefully you got enough cash to see you through for 3 to 4 years. All right. Germany doesn't want nuclear gas. Yeah, Germany is a freaking clown show, man. Germany is a clown show. Yep. All right. Just found you. What'd you miss? The meaning of life, Jeff. I told you the meaning of life, but you missed it. Sorry. No, you cannot use HSA for healthcare for Obamacare premiums. Good to know. Thanks, Brad. There's Frenchie Mama. HSA can only pay for Medicare premium. I didn't know it could pay for Medicare premiums. Interesting. All right, cool. Good to know. Thanks, John. Yeah, absolutely. Custodial Roth IRAs, 100%. Just open one for each of your kids as long as they have earned income. That's why you have them working for you, Eric. Absolutely. My boys tell me because I don't have anything to do and I'm retired, I should get a job. I told them, forget you, I'm retired. I'm not going back to work unless I want to. 100% Kim. All right. All right. All right. You don't get on the list. You don't get on the list for what is that noise? Oh, it's a cabin. Okay. Hey. You don't get on the list for consideration for the Supreme Court unless they got dirt on you, i.e., John Roberts, 100%. Vanguard livecast was weak. Not impressed. Huh? Did Vanguard do a livecast? It's the compliance crap, man. They got they got to watch what they say. All right. Give 2 paws up for the dogs. Yep. Good evening, Susan Robinson. Good evening. I haven't seen you here before, so welcome. All right, my friends. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all being here. DCA in, DCA out. Now I disagree, Jupiter. I think it's DCA in and lump sum out. DCA in, lump sum out every year. Just one lump sum. Be done with it, man. Yeah, I'm getting tired, man. Why natural gas? Because natural gas kicks ass. Everything's better with natural gas, Holly. Everything. Does pension affect your Social Security payment? If you're a pension with windfall elimination provision, it could absolutely. If you're not subject to WEP, no. All right, I can get out of here. Appreciate y'all being here. Yes, I do run way behind in the comments. Sorry, I yap. That's what I do. It's probably why I'm not getting snuggles, if you know what I'm saying. And Pablo wants to say bye-bye one more time. There you go. Give me a kiss. He doesn't give me kisses, though. He just wants his belly rubbed. Who's that? All right. See you guys. Appreciate y'all being here on short notice. It's always fun. You know, look at Pablo's here. Oh no! Oh no! Watch. Give me. What? What's going on? I cannot believe people don't like dogs. The weird. How could you not love these guys? They're just so snugglicious. I am snuggled, and then Finney's got these freaking jaw muscles. That I mean, I don't know. I've seen pit bulls and stuff, but his jaw muscles like way out here. I was like, man, if he got hold of your neck, you ain't getting out of there, man. That guy would rip you to shreds. And it's like these huge muscles. And then he just stands there, he's like ripped. I'm like, where do these muscles come from? You know what I'm saying? It's like he doesn't work out. He doesn't do anything. Just runs around on occasion, messing around with Pablo. But he's like jacked. It's like steroids. That's what the dog growth hormone. That's what we need. We get jacked. We have triceps, forearms like Popeye. The thing's got these. I was like, damn, dude. Scares me. Pablo's like, whatever. I'm just too cute. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks, guys. See ya.